This is the CBC Evening News.
Very good evening to you. I'm Lisa Broom. This is the CBC Evening News. Barbados is providing $100,000 for relief efforts in Dominica as the island tries to get back to a position of normalcy in the aftermath of Tropical Storm Erica. Prime Minister Stewart made the announcement during a news conference in Roseau. Our Sean Farrell is in Dominica with the Prime Minister. We'll get back to that story in just a moment. A British naval vessel which assisted the relief efforts in Dominica is ending its mission to the storm-stricken island. Royal Fleet Auxiliary Lime Bay brought with it rescue crews and several tons of relief supplies. Shane Sadie looks at their part in helping the people of Dominica. Well, Prime Minister Stewart has extended congratulations to Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley. Mr. Stewart says, as chairman of the Conference of Heads of Government to CARICOM, he would like to welcome Dr. Rowley among the heads of government. Mr. Stewart said Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago share a close bilateral relationship, and Barbados considers the Twin Island Republic a strategic partner in the region. Meantime, Finance Minister Chris Sinclair also congratulated Dr. Rowley, but he's warned that the new leader will find it difficult piloting the oil-rich nation through the challenging economic waters. He says the recent significant fall in oil prices means Dr. Rowley will have a far more difficult time than the previous government. Is stepping up its response with an integrated plan of care for Barbadians with chronic non-communicable diseases. According to Chief Medical Officer Dr. Joy St. John, it will include the creation of special NCD clinics across the island.
So the measures again are the integrated care, and I spoke to you about NCD clinics. Instead of just having diabetes and hypertension, we're recognizing that people have both, so we're going to be having NCD clinics. Regular audits to monitor feedback and improve care, and empowering patients. Again, this program is empowering patients. We're all in this together, health providers and patients.
And Dr. St. John has again expressed concern about the rate of obesity in Barbados. Data from the Health of the Nation study released yesterday shows that just over 1/3 of Barbadians are obese.
34% overall are obese, and that is measured by taking your body mass index, your weight in kilograms, divided by the square of your height in meters. 34% of adults over 25% are obese. That is a setup for disaster. Again, there are cultural issues at stake here, but obese is not good, no matter what anyone says to you. And how is that broken down? Press that, please. So you see why I was telling the men they need to be active? 23% of men are obese. So the men are trying to outdo the women? No. But the women are still in front by 43% of women being obese.
Head of the Diabetes Foundation wants government to spend more money on preventative care instead of pumping hundreds of millions of dollars annually into the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. Dr. Oscar Jordan says the existing model of people getting sick and then being treated at the QEH is obsolete. According to him, 43% of admissions at the hospital are diabetes related, with 96% of health costs at the QEH spent on treatment.
$100 million a year at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital and getting those results. You know, it does not make any sense, economic or otherwise. We have to stop the thing before it gets to that stage. I've had discussions with the hospital, and they recognize the validity of that statement. And hopefully within the next few months or year, I can persuade Dr. St. John to help us in the fight for government to put finances into the preventive area.
And the National Union of Public Workers Insurance Agent is launching a series of seminars on the 16th of next month to teach people how to manage chronic non-communicable diseases. Chairman Cedric Murrell says the current NCD crisis has prompted this response.
The series, under the theme Manage Me, Manage NCD, will be conducted in conjunction with the Diabetes Association of Barbados and the ICBL Foundation. Further details on the seminar series will be available shortly. The aim of these seminars will be A, to enlighten members of the necessity to develop proper eating habits and to maintain those habits. B, to encourage active participation in exercise. And C, to provide an avenue for members to share with their peers the challenges they encountered along the way and how they have been able to overcome them.
Earlier in the news, we told you that Barbados is providing $100,000 for relief efforts in Dominica as that island tries to get back in a position of normalcy after Tropical Storm Erica. That money was promised by Prime Minister Fandel Stewart, who is in Dominica. Our Sean Farrell is there as well.
Prime Minister Stewart says he's instructed Finance Minister Bert Sinclair to ensure the funds of the $100,000 are made available as quickly as possible. He's noted that many countries and agencies like the Caribbean Development Bank and the University of the West Indies have also made pledges.
One of the goals that has been set for member states of CARICOM is that each should contemplate a contribution of about $100,000 to this effort. Well, for a start, of course, but I just want to make it very clear that having received that information, I gave instructions to the Minister of Finance of Barbados that that $100,000 should be made available to Dominica as soon as possible. And of course, we will put all the machinery in place necessary to ensure that that money is received in this country post haste, because we recognize that this is money that is needed.
Prime Minister Stewart says Dominica can count on Barbados, adding that the island is also looking for other ways to lend assistance besides financial aid. As chairman of CARICOM, Mr. Stewart participated in an aerial tour of the island as well as one on the ground. He told reporters it was one thing to hear reports and see footage of the damage, but another thing to see it firsthand. He said he was astounded and shocked at the level of damage and displacement, but was impressed by the response of Dominicans to the restoration effort.
And this is the point which we continue to make. The distinguished Prime Minister of Dominica, the Secretary General of CARICOM, and all of our other CARICOM leaders, that when larger countries and when international financial institutions take the view that we have developed enough to qualify us for graduation to what they call middle income status, and to disqualify us from access to concessionary financing. We have to constantly make the point that all of that may be true, but there's a certain fragility that attaches to it, because all of it can be wiped out in a few hours by a serious hurricane or by unseasonal rainfall.
Prime Minister Stewart also pledged continued assistance from the Barbados Defense Force and the regional security system. Reporting from Roseau, Dominica, I'm Sean Farrell for the CBC News.
We also told you that the British naval vessel Royal Fleet Auxiliary Lime Bay was in Dominica. They just ended their tour there. They brought rescue crews and several tons of relief supplies. Shane Seeley tells us more.
The Royal Fleet Auxiliary Lime Bay spent 6 days stationed off Dominica, using helicopter and other vehicles to deliver much-needed assistance to the people of that country. Over 25 resupply flights moved approximately 2 tons of supplies per day to communities cut off as a result of Tropical Storm Erica. But that's not all. British naval crews also delivered 5 tons of food supplies, including pasta, rice, potatoes, fruit and vegetables. Several communities would have also benefited from the 20 tons of drinking water delivered over 5 days from the fresh water tanks aboard the RFA Lime Bay. Add to that 1,515 cases, or over 36,000 bottles of drinking water, and over 6,250 hot meals prepared by the team aboard the Lime Bay. British officers were also busy in the cleanup effort at schools and across communities, clearing mud and debris so that life could return to normal in some parts of the country. Their work has helped to pave the way for normalcy to return to this country ravaged by Tropical Storm Erica. Shane Seeley, CBC News.
And as you know, there was just a change of government over in Trinidad. Our Finance Minister, Chris Sinclair, congratulated the new Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, but he warned that the new leader will find it difficult piloting the oil-rich nation through the challenging economic waters. He said that the recent significant fall in oil prices means Dr. Rowley will have a far more difficult time running that government.
Of that for everybody, and certainly including Barbadians, is that this is not an easy environment that we're operating in. There are factors that are beyond our control that impact us very heavily and can cause major disruption in our economic plans, but we have to adjust, and sometimes those adjustments may not necessarily be painless. In fact, they may cause discomfort. But in order to keep things stable, in order to keep yourself on the playing field so that when things pick back up, you are able to, as you're saying, cricket, play your shots, then you have to do those things to ensure that you keep your economy and society together.
Alarm about misinformation being publicized in the print and electronic media, as well as through online blogs about the Melanese Eversley murder investigation. The issue is a cause of much concern for the Royal Barbados Police Force. Kent Jerson has those details.
Local lawmen have categorically rejected as untrue a number of rumors relating to the murder of Melanese Eversley on September 3rd at Jordan's St. George. Acting Assistant Superintendent of Police David Welch says part of the misinformation is that a struggle between a man and a woman in that area on the day was pointed out by a transport board driver to a policeman on board the bus. He says it is also not true that the Commissioner of Police has summoned a constable to his office for failure to intervene in that alleged fight. Neither was any transport board driver involved in pointing out any police officer in a lineup exercise. The senior officer adds that, contrary to rumors, the Commissioner of Police also has not ordered personnel attached to the District B police station to write statements regarding the discovery of Miss Eversley's body. The acting assistant superintendent says it is regrettable that such misguided information was put out for public consumption. Kent Jerson, CBC News.
Thanks, Kent. Well, we'll have more news in just a moment, but first we want to get your take on this question. As efforts continue to improve the health of Barbadians, should more emphasis be placed on prevention rather than cure? Text yes or no to short code 8111. We'll have the results at the end of the news.
Shopping in the Sky is simply delicious at our mouth-watering brand new Sky Food Court. Our amazing spread includes Little Pleasures ice cream, coffee, and desserts. Authentic Asian cuisine at Waldy's Walk. Delectable Greek dining at Oba Express. A range of sumptuous Caribbean dishes at Tamarind of the Islands. And the very best of Bajan cuisine and pastries. Compliments Master Chef Peter Edie and his delightful pastry house and Peter Patties. Plus, we've got the world-renowned fast food giant Burger King. You cannot pass Haggett Hall and not join us for a quick, delicious meal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner at our brand new food court. Only at Sky Mall, where, when it comes to great fast food, there are no limits.
My baby. That's what we have to do.
You are a romantic.
I had diabetes, and I'm still the same. Glucerna. Thanks to its benefits that help control my blood sugar spikes and provides energy. Drinking it daily. Glucerna. Keep being you.
Hymns We Love is presented by Father LaPlante and features psalms and heartwarming songs of praise and thanksgiving, all with the compliments of Tucson's Funeral Home. We aim to please. Listen to Hymns We Love, reassuring you of a hope that can only be found in Jesus. It's on every Sunday at 5:15 p.m. right here on Q 100.7 FM.
Signs warning of the consequences of dumping in the area have not deterred those who resort to using the old Fairchild Street Market as a dumping spot. Kishmar St-Just visited the area and filed this report.
This old market facility, once a bustling area of trade and commerce, is slowly becoming a dumping ground, and it's located right here in our historic city. The unsightly pileup in several parts of the market environs have reportedly been there for weeks. Styrofoam plates, plastic bottles and boxes litter the back of the facility. The stench of urine and feces also fill the air.
When the rain fall, I'll be flooded a lot. The garbage spoiling up, and as you can see, the garbage spoiling right around. It's got to come and clean every morning, spray the grass. I keep out here so clean and sanitize. I got to put the chairs and pine salt and everything. And as you can see, got the holes to wash down and everything. So it's very unsanitary out here. We need help out here.
The stall operator says their customers too have been complaining.
It's affecting business for me, but as I say, I try to clean it down as best as I can. But no one come and clean. If you don't clean, if you don't clean out here, it don't get clean. No one come and clean out here, but the stall owners.
The Markets Division of the Ministry of Agriculture, when contacted, assured the matter will be addressed. Kishmar St-Just, CBC News.
The sargassum seaweed washing ashore may be an unwelcome visitor, but for some fishers, it's a blessing in disguise. This period is considered the off period for fishermen, but the sargassum is bringing with it increased schools of several fish. They're being caught, brought ashore, and sold. Local boat owners and fishermen welcome the sales.
For me, it's the off period, but my boat's still doing pretty all right. And they're seeing some fish that probably in times before they ain't seeing at this time. Because this is times when boats will be mostly hauled up.
This morning was slow because about 3 boats were offloaded yesterday. And the tabbies, we before the unfinished tabbies, and they got enough tabbies out there upon the scene and turpits.
However, there was mixed reaction among vendors in the Bridgetown Fisheries Complex. They say sales have been high and low during some periods.
We've been getting amberfish, Congolese, Cavalli tabioles, and barracudas in relation to the seaweed. And the amberfish is a real nice fish.
You're getting a little dolphin and white snappers. We're still using a couple of the flying fish as you get them, and that's about it. Sales slow at the time being. Yeah, nothing that we will really do about that there. Because our most pride and joy is the flying fish. And the flying fish season stopped since about April, and it's been hard ever since.
Barbados now has 31 new justices of the peace. They took the oath of office and signed the official register before Governor General Sir Elliot Belgrave today. CBC spoke to some of the new JPs, all of whom said it was an honor to have been selected for the post and that they were looking forward to continuing their work with the community.
It's something that I never entertained, so I'm quite pleasantly surprised to have this appointment, and I hope that I can perform in it well. It's an honor.
Well, I think it is a great privilege and honor that the Cabinet and the Government of Barbados has bestowed on me, and I really sincerely thank them and appreciate them for the gesture and giving me that. They're having their confidence and trust and support to me as they represent the country in any respect that I'm called upon, and I will do my best to the best of my ability and always be loyal and committed and do the best practices according to the law.
It widens my scope
of service to the people of Barbados?
I feel to be good to be able to serve my community further because I was a police before, and now I will have the opportunity to sign documents for persons who need such services.
I am truly honored, and I think I'm blessed at such a young age to be appointed a JP. You know, it gives you something to look forward to, and it gives me a way to contribute to my society, to my community, and doing what's right. And I feel very honored to be in this position right now.
Students of 3 primary schools in St. Michael were among thousands who were given a helping hand with school supplies this year. In this instance, the students at Deacons Primary were presented with supplies by Axel Finance. Operations Manager Donaldson Ishmael says the donation is part of a Caribbean-wide effort and included presentations to summer camps as well.
In this last back to school period, we've given out many book covers, thousands of book covers. We've given out hundreds of school bags. We've given out books, and this is just another one of the aspects of our contribution to the young people and the youth development in Barbados.
Finance Minister Chris Sinclair, who is also MP for St. Michael Northwest, where Deacons Primary is located, coordinated the effort. He says it also ties in with the annual initiative by his constituency office.
This year we've had a fairly extensive back-to-school program. We haven't involved a lot of media. We just did what we had to do quietly. We gave out 150 cash vouchers, well, vouchers redeemable at various businesses in town that deal with school supplies. We've done about 175, 200 pairs of shoes this year, bags, over 100 bags. This year we've done uniforms, and we've done stationery as well for 200 children. It's all part of our program. We've been doing this now for the past 8 years, and so we want to continue to do that. And then where we meet people like Axel or other companies that are willing to make a donation, we put them directly in contact with the schools, and that's what we've done here.
Still to come, a look at some of the stories making headlines across the region. But first, a reminder that we want to hear from you on the question. As efforts continue to improve the health of Barbadians, should more emphasis be placed on prevention rather than cure? Text